Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Theo and today we are playing Gentle Fall. Um Yandere, I think. I don't I'm pretty sure. I mean it's pretty obvious by the title screen, but I usually just download these games. I always say this when I start these games, but I download them and I like leave them and I play them like the couple days after, so I don't really remember what we're getting into. So let's just hop straight in and see what's going on. Gentle Fall, I like that. It's pretty. I like that. Alrighty. This is nice colors. I like this color scheme. Default, full screen. Yep. Music. Let me turn you tab it. Yeah, that should be fine. It's a little loud for me, but I think that's okay for you guys. This is a very short game. Um, I don't know if it was made for like a little challenge or whatever it's called, but it's a very short game. I think because it's just a demo. I don't know. I don't know if this is a demo or this is just a short game. I don't know. With all this I'm saying, I think this is just a demo. So, the following game contains disturbing themes such as death of animals, non-consent drug use, stalking, panic attacks, psychological abuse, and minor jump scares. Okay, I don't think I'm getting any jump scares yet. It's early fall. The leaves are still falling outside. The streets are covered in a monotone hue of orange and green. The middle of October is mostly very calm. There's nothing much happening. Finals are still somewhat far. Even if I wanted, it doesn't mean I can relax just yet. Here we go. Shifting in my bed, I looked at my phone. 6 a.m. as usual. The rays of sunlight were already entering my room. Oh, day is. Right, I almost forgot. There was a workshop today. I'm not all that enthusiastic about it, in all honesty. At least for me, college is very different from high school. Talking to others isn't the same thing anymore. It felt more intimidating. I guess I should be thankful for these workshops. Since talking to others is pretty important in my field. In the end, even if they are a drag, they still are good for me. In any case, I better get ready. Stretching lazily as I got up, I looked at myself in the mirror. There's always a big gap above it every time I stand in front of it. I am short. Okay, I am tall. So let's see. Wait, okay, wait, how does this work? Histories, yeah. Auto quick load. How do you just open? I just want to save. Yeah, okay. Right click. Because quick save is there's only like a certain amount, so it's whatever. Return. Okay, my frame fit perfectly well in the mirror. I'm average in height. I had to bow down slightly. I could see my face. So I could see my face. I am tall. I should really buy a bigger mirror. My tired expression looked back at me from the mirror, and my hair was pretty disheveled. I sure better fix this before leaving my room. Since I live alone, it was kind of a hassle to make my own breakfast every morning. I ended up always going to the shop near where I studied every morning instead. I had to wait a little before I got there, but it was very much worth the wait. The small shop that I have grown quite fond of drew closer in the distance. The smell of freshly brewed coffee tingled my nose. It was much cozier compared to the cold outside, like a warm and gentle cuddle. I wish I could stay here more, but I didn't want to risk being late today. Okay, I guess there's just no music yet. It always feels so awkward when there's no music and it's just my voice. I need something to focus on. Okay, your turn. Uh, hello. What can I do for you? Plain black coffee. I actually had a lot of coffee. I don't usually drink coffee, but when I do drink coffee, I drink it black. Sure thing. I sat down at the table near the window, but it didn't take long until my order was ready. Thank you for ordering. Have a good day. And gave the girl my best smile. You too. Seems like I arrived early. Oh, this is a cozy little thing. What are they called? Yeah, lecture hall. It's just not very huge. It's more like a classroom. But this is cozy. I would like this a lot better. There are not many people at the lecture hall yet. And I guess I got too worked up about not being late. The few people that were here seemed to be busy talking to each other. I ended up taking an empty seat. I need some time before I gathered enough courage to speak to anyone. Is this seat taken? Hmm. Looking up, I like this art style. I love messy art styles. I don't know if that, I don't know if to an artist that is an insult, but I think that's what they're like going for with this brush style. Looking up, I met the tired eyes of a very tall man, like really tall. Even if I was tall myself, he somehow looked taller. Where did that guy even come from? I swear I didn't even hear him walking closer. Well, not really. Can I help you? The man nodded. Okay, yeah, let me grab that one. Get the full, like the full. See, it always ticks me off a little bit when like I get a CG and like their hair is cut out or like their hands cut out. Like, see, this is fine. Like I could just set this on the bottom, but when their head's cut out, I have to make it touch the top of the screen or it's gonna look weird in my thumbnails. Forgive my rudeness. My name is Chester. Chester. For some reason, his name reminds me of dinosaurs. Uh, I'm Theo. It's nice to meet you. It's nice meeting you too. Would you mind pairing up with me today, Theo? I tried smiling at the man. He sure had a formal way of speaking. Well, why not? I guess that solves the issue of having to look for a group. Ah, that would be terrible. Dude, that would be terrible. Having to go around and look for a partner. That would be so. The silence in between us seemed to extend for minutes. Right. I guess I should say something. So, I haven't talked to you before, have I? Yes, you haven't. As I thought, I really don't know what to talk to him about. I'm grabbing all of these. We're being fed already. Does that make you uncomfortable? Well, not uncomfortable, just I don't know what to talk about. I see. In that case, I suggest we get more acquainted with one another, as in my opinion, it may benefit us both. Benefit us both? Mm-hmm. To me, it seems you don't have a group yet, and neither do I, so yes, it would benefit us both. Oh, does have a point. So what do you say? Well, I think so. I mean, I don't particularly have anything against it. That is great. So, why don't you tell me more about yourself? Hmm, my mind was coming up empty. If I may be direct, what reason were you alone in the first place? Okay, yep. Save up. Me personally? Nope, wrong one. How can I explain that? Me personally, I am not that good with socializing. To be honest, I am shy. But I'm trying my best. It's not like I hate people. Besides, a pharmacologist should be good with people, right? Hmm, I see. Then I will make sure to act cautiously so you can feel more comfortable. Take it easy. And there's no pressure to learn how to deal with people straight away. Internships are supposed to help achieve just that. Well, at least in theory. I smiled at his words. In his own way, he seems nice. What about you? After all, you said you didn't have a set group either. To tell you the truth, I suppose I could say the same as you. I am not very skilled at speaking to others. His voice came out almost as a whisper. He seemed hesitant to say this. Well, it's like you said, internships are there to help. I'm sure you'll be okay. Thank you. I appreciate your concern. Hmm. Maybe I was wrong in assuming it bothered him. He seems okay. At least I think he is. His face hardly changes. After some time, the room started filling up with people. Esther stood quiet, but it wasn't bothering me anymore. He seemed to be distracted. His eyes were glazed over. One of his legs was tapping slightly. After a few more minutes, the professor also arrived. There was going to be a brief lecture, and then we would go to the lab for the practical part. That's where the group bit should come. If I'm lucky, things will end smoothly and I'll be able to study in the afternoon before going home. Hopefully, Chester is competent enough in lab work so I won't have to lead him too much. I put my lab coat over my clothes. The lab always smelled like a dentist's office, a cold and sterile smell that could only remind me of the color white. It was even colder now since the leaves were falling. I can only wonder how one would handle being here in winter. So, shall we begin? He looked at me, waiting for me to get ready. Sure. In the end, things ended up alright. Oh, what's up? Why you text me? He's gonna ask to play blitzball? Hell no, bro. It's like 92 degrees outside. In the end, things ended up alright. Chester wasn't very well coordinated on working with someone else, but in fact, he was competent. He was often leaving me behind without realizing it. With some work, we made our dynamic as a duo function well enough. The sun was already soaring in the middle of the sky. I was sitting in the sink while washing my hands. Well, this did take a bit longer than I expected. Are you upset? He's so cute. He was already prepared to leave. Not really. But my voice keeps getting raspy because I'm always congested and I don't know why. I feel like I need to prepare like a hot cup of tea before I record every single time, bro. I feel like the time invested was pretty worth it. You are pretty good at this. Thank you. I'm gonna grab that one too. I always grab these screenshots and they're probably in the game files. You're not bad yourself. Either way, I really should get going. Brother, stop doing that. Of course. See you soon. See you soon, Theo. He exited the room. After drying my hands, I was prepared to leave as well. I opened the door and walked down a corridor. But just as I exited the room, I remembered that I forgot my lab coat hung somewhere. What a pain. After 1 year, you'd think you would get used to not forgetting such a simple thing. I come back. He's gonna be there. I'm glad I noticed it was missing soon enough. Something laying over the desk caught my attention. Seems like Chester forgot something too. It looked like a small notebook. He probably took it out for some notes. I'll give it back to him next time I see him. Don't be curious. Don't be curious. Sitting down at the table, I'd put my bag on top of it to start studying. Surprisingly, today the library was not as crowded as it always was. A sweet silence filled it. It seemed like a nice day outside, too. Sadly, not nice enough to abandon my degree just yet. I really should get to work on those PDFs. Oh. Sorry, I'm texting. Let me turn my volume down, too. I don't want to get bombarded with the call. I accidentally knocked over Chester's notebook. Of course she did. Silly me. It opened itself on a random page as it hit the ground. Huh. It was scheduled after all. It must be really into organizing stuff. I picked it up and stared at it for a few moments. Monday, 6 o'clock. Wake up. What's with this music? Where's my piano? Oh, no piano? Okay, I thought it was, that Corey Kenshin creepy music. 6:30 left house, 6:50 took train, 7:20 ordered, lane, 7:45 arrived. Huh? Isn't this? Oh, that's my Schedule. I was thinking first like, okay, he just takes track of what he does for the day. Some people have, like the need to do that. But it's not really that weird. It's just, not normalized. Yeah, he said, you want to play basketball? I'm like, it's too hot, dude. Sorry. No, I talk to my. It's like talking to yourself. I talk to myself. I just, it's normal. But this is my schedule. Mm. And of course, he was here perfectly to stop me from looking into it too much. Meaning, he was probably stalking me right now. Please excuse me. Seems I've lost something in the lab. Do you by any chance come across it? I did marvelous. The notebook was exactly what I was looking for. Thank you, Theo. You are very helpful. I am, of course. You see, I'm quite useless without it. Without it. Sorry. Really? I didn't realize you were this organized about things. I must be imagining things. You flatter me. I believe I've yet a long way to go, but alas, I wish I could stay more. But I'm quite in a hurry. Now, you'll excuse me. Right, just my imagination. I suppose if this game is really that short, this demo is that short, and I have time, I'll go out there. As much as I tried to deny myself, what I saw was still lingering in my mind. The more I thought about it, the more silly it sounded in my mind. It feels so irrational to think that someone would be keeping tabs on me, right? I should keep an eye out for him at the very least. Chapter 1, The Gentle Autumn Rain. Sorry, I shouldn't have skipped that. I should let it cook. Since then, Chester now talks to me occasionally, sitting by my side silently in the classes we shared. The thought of what I saw still never left my mind, and I kept thinking of ways to bring it up to him again and question it. But for now, it just rendered me anxious about the topic. Besides that incident, he has never acted oddly since, which only made me even more confused. Good afternoon, Mr. Adler. You arrived earlier than usual today, huh? Mr. Adler is my assigned professor and gives me instructions to work in the lab. He is the one who guides me and the other 4 students assigned to him. Since you are here first, I'd like to tell you that I got a new assistant actually. I think it will do you and the others well. Honestly, I never thought I needed an assistant before, but that young man just convinced me so well. A new TA? Mr. Adler never had a TA before. It was really impressive, I would say, since he's basically at the same learning point as you. I was doubtful at first, but he somehow passed the test I gave him anyway. He seemed so dedicated. Besides, I think it will do you well to talk to people your age too, dear. No offense, of course. None taken. Older people are so brutal sometimes. Mr. Adler in particular acts like a gossipy old lady. I just never saw you talking to anyone besides the professor before. You should try to get out of your bubble. Oh, I say this because I worry about you, dear. Of course. Yeah, thanks. Good afternoon. Huh? Chester? Do you already know each other? Well, this is the gentleman I was talking about. Hey, just remember not to let personal relationships interrupt your academic pursuits and try to stay focused. Of course, you need not worry about such things, Mr. Adler. So you wanted to be his TA? Of course. It seemed like it would be entertaining. And this guy's idea of fun is really weird. But I won't complain, I suppose. Mr. Adler, while being a very good professor, is not the most ideal person. He's a very eccentric man. Sometimes I feel he's more of a threat to me than any of those chemicals in the lab. I guess Chester being here could be a big help to keep him under control. I didn't know you like doing these types of things. Teaching, I mean. Is that so? I'll do anything as long as I can avoid retail. And what happened to internships being there to help you deal with people? Well, I'm dealing with you and some other things, am I not? And if you need anything, please come to me, Theo. I'll be here to help you if anything you require. You can rely on me. Are you leaving already, Theo? Yeah, I'm done for the day. I'm beat. Would you be interested in drinking coffee with me? Huh? Sure, I guess I could use the break. Chester never really tried to take the initiative in talking to me like this. And I guess he is starting to put more effort into it now. That's lovely. Would you like to pick a place? Well, you obviously know my go-to. That was another thing about him. He always seemed to try to please others from what I have seen. Maybe you can consider him a pushover, but honestly, I feel a bit worried that people may abuse his personality. Wouldn't you like to pick the place instead? Well, I don't know many shops to be fully sincere. I hope you could help with that. Hmm, fine. I know a place. So, you said you came here a lot. Isn't that right? What do you usually drink when you come here? Honestly, I usually just order their black coffee. It's really strong and serves well to wake me up. Is that so? I suppose I will drink it with you. I smiled at him. It was a nice afternoon. I was done with studying and I didn't have anything else to do. I just forgot to take a break myself. I was glad Chester was here. At this point, studying antidepressants was starting to give me depression. It almost feels as if I was in high school again, hanging out casually with my friends. Except something else was on my mind. So, about that notebook you left in the lab. Yes? Um, how could I even ask someone this? This is so awkward. That notebook, what was it? It's a schedule. I thought you saw it before you gave it back. Yeah, it's just crap. It seemed very familiar. Familiar. Huh. Are you saying you thought I was stalking you? Oh my. Whoa. Was I doing that? Oh, I'm like, nah, he's over here. He's over here yapping. I was like, over here. I would never do such a thing. That schedule was my own, of course. His hands were shaking slightly as he held his cup. It was? Oh, I'm very sorry. Honestly, I don't remember the contents that well anymore. It's been almost a week since that, but he couldn't just be lying, could he? That doesn't seem like he would do that. Well, it's okay. I just hope it didn't scare you. I'm very sorry for this misunderstanding. How about this? As compensation, the drinks are on me, okay? I'd like to make up for distressing you. Are you sure? It's not even fully your fault, you know? I insist. You insist. Where's the music at? I'm feeling so weird. I always hate that because, they put the music in the thing. I guess it is probably just a part of the game engine UI. Because, I remember playing Hello Charlotte, Heaven's Gate, and I swear I thought the music was bugged or something. I was crashing out. Because they had the music slider too, but I suppose it was just a UI. So I'm not going to think too much on it. So I shifted in my seat from that uncomfortable silence. You are in pharmacology too, right? Why did you take the degree? Well, I guess I just like it. I find the prospect of working in a laboratory to be very interesting. I guess this degree appeals to my interest. But I was aiming for medicine, so I wanted to make my parents not worry about me. Well, you are happy with your degree, and it's a pretty prestigious school too. Wouldn't you say they are proud? Would you like to order something to eat? Personally, I'm quite hungry. My treat. Um, okay, so obviously he's switching the topic. My people skills, especially with a sensitive topic like parents, in many people's lives. Uh, he obviously switched the topic, he doesn't want to talk about it. So we're gonna leave it there. I'm hungry too. I guess I'm hungry too. Lovely. I'll get something sweet to eat then. I guess Chester worries about making his parents proud. Should I have said something? I didn't want to pressure him, but if I don't say anything about it, isn't it bad too? It's been such a long time since I last spent time with someone, and I really appreciate Chester for going out with me today. I often get so caught up with studying, trying not to stay behind, but just for this day I forgot all about it. Maybe others would see Chester as an awkward guy, but to me, I think he's so nice and caring. I think he's a great friend. Well, I suppose it has only been a week, but I have no clue what experiences we had in that week. So I'm gonna go with the more logical and say, it's a great friend. He's first step. I want to know more about him and be there for him. End of demo. Alrighty. So, what if I choose romantic? I think he is nice and caring. End of demo. Okay. Now we're gonna go back and see about those other choices. I don't think that makes a difference. I don't think the height makes a difference. That'll lead to a difference ahead of time, but right now I can't think of that making any sort of change. I just got too lazy to build up courage so I can talk to someone properly, direct. Also, everyone just looks so approachable. Or maybe it's just the nerves of meeting someone new. Oh, I have to admit, I didn't expect that. Not that that's a bad thing. At least you're not struggling, and for that, I'm relieved for you. I smiled at his words. Okay, let me load up and try you. Are you okay, Chester? Yes, I'm perfectly fine. Suppose I'll get something sweet. Alright. And, why not? We'll just click on it. Just see. I guess it was the only one time being average wasn't bad. Alright. Okay. So, to the menu. How do you go to the menu? I just closed the game. See, it's so scuffed. I need to get a new USB. I always forget. In mid recording I messed up and I forget. But this was Gentle Fall. We know what's gonna be. Stalking. We get the memo. But I actually really do love this art style. It's so smooth and it fits. Like the fall, like the color scheme and everything. I really do like it. I don't know if music just hasn't been added yet since it's a demo, so I'm assuming if the full game does come out, there will be music. But this was nice and short, nice and sweet, something to, just enjoy real quick. I appreciate all of you guys for watching to the end. I hope you enjoyed, and if a full game comes out, I will certainly be playing it with all the demos I played, but I'll see you in the next one. There's no rush, and I love you guys. Bye-bye. I put my words right down,